I got kind of sad, right? Just I guess being transparent with this whole process. I shouldn't just share the good. I'll share some of the bad. I started feeling down on myself, and I was like, man,
Doing numbers like I'm MJ and Dash Jackson and Jordan. Boy, I'm killing y'all boring. Time to give the world what they really need. That's the HOMIE.
good afternoon, tribe. My name is Darius Lester, your financial philosopher, and this is Mammoth Money Mindset. And I got the lights out, so I bought a green light. I want to see how that would work. So let me know if this looks weird. If it does, I'll go back to having all my lights on. But if not, I might rock with this because I have been in more favor of the color green since I started doing this whole finance thing. But so first off, the reason it's taking me so long to make another one of these. Oh yeah, this is episode 6 of Start Anyway. And the reason it's taking me so long to make another one of these, half of it was because there hasn't really been too much happening. We've kind of been stalled out on progress because we're waiting on the cabinets so we can finish the kitchen. And after that's done, then we'll just do a nice cleaning of the whole house, cleaning of the outside, then get a whole bunch of pictures taken. But the other half of the reason I didn't is because I got kind of sad, right? Just, I guess, being transparent with this whole process. I shouldn't just share the good, I'll share some of the bad. I started feeling down on myself, and I was like, man, do I want to keep making these videos? Because what happens if I get to the end of the road and it just ends up I spent a whole bunch of money buying this place, renovating it, and not making enough to, pay back my investors, not making enough to actually have a profit. So I was down on myself for a couple days, right? Just kind of, I think anybody who starts something anyway, uh, will kind of run into this because anything worth going after has some level of risk to it. So because of that risk, you never know how well it's going to work out, and you can't help but think about what if it doesn't. But I actually finished this real estate investing book. It was an audio book. It was about 13, 15 hours, something like that. And at the end of it, the David Green, who was the author of it, he actually spoke on it. He was like, hey, even if you get to the end of, this process, doing the burst strategy, and you end up not being able to take out all the money that you put into it, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, that's normal. It's abnormal if you were able to do it and get all of your money back out of it. And besides that, this is your first time. This is the first one I've ever done. I shouldn't let the thought of perfection or hitting a home run on my first time deter me from pushing through with it anyway and doing more after. So honestly, just reading those words kind of helped my mental space a lot. And it was like, you know what? That's fair. Let me just push through. I have the tools I need to finish the job. And then whatever the numbers end up being is what they'll end up being. But I guess an update that did happen is I found a property management company. Funny enough, a friend of a friend who I've helped out in the past ended up getting a property manager here in Montgomery, and they relayed that person to me, and they're like, hey, you said you wanted property management. Here's somebody. She's great. I spoke to her. Something I do appreciate about her already is she's very straightforward. Is that what we'll say? Yeah, we'll say straightforward. Because she went and looked at my property. First thing she asked was like, do you think you got a good deal on this? And I was like, well, now I don't because of how you said it. And she was like, nope, I was just asking because from what I'm seeing from stuff that was rented, on that street in that area, her numbers were projected a lot lower than mine were. And I was like, oh, well, I was thinking I was going to get this, and that. And she was like, okay, I don't think you will, but we can try, And that, honestly, that conversation was a part of what kind of sent me into my spiral of despair. Not despair, that's kind of heavy, but, sadness and thinking that this may not work out. But finished my book and I got over it and I'm back. And I'm sharing all that with you because maybe you'll go through something like that, just mentally, emotionally. It's okay to feel that way. I'm no different. I'm honestly a super duper positive person. So if I'm going through it, I'm sure everybody goes through it. Don't let it deter you. Keep pushing through. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna work it out. But yep, so I ended up talking to her later, told her she hurt my feelings, but it's all good. I appreciate it. I don't want someone that's gonna lie to me. So I did actually end up hiring her. She was like, cool, I'll go ahead and get this listed, since your house should be done in the next 30 days. So she'll start looking for tenants for me. I am looking for Section 8 type people, but I'm also open to non-Section 8 people. So we'll see what happens and what price rate we get locked in at. I think she started it at 1,400. I don't think anybody's going to rent that for 1,400, but I have no problem with her starting there. My goal was 12 to 1,300. I'd be pretty happy. But as long as it's not below 1,000, I should be okay. What else? Oh, I received my countertops for the property. So I still don't have the cabinets themselves, but I do have countertops. But another bad thing that happened today is I'm pretty sure I broke them. I don't know if I broke all of them, but I'm sure that I at least broke one. It's inside the box. I haven't actually opened it yet because I got real sad/mad when it broke. And it's because these things are really long and they dropped them off at the store. So I threw them in the back of my pickup truck as gently as I could. And I needed to take them to the house, and I wanted to just put them in the house so they'd be there for whenever the cabinets get installed. But there was just a lot of driving back and forth. I had to drop my son off at football, and then it was like, well, I can't carry these in there by myself because I don't want to break them. So I had to go home, sit there, go back, pick them up from football. And I was like, okay, now I feel like I'm driving around too much with these damageable things. And I was like, all right, as soon as I picked them up from football, I was like, all right, let's just go straight there and knock this out. We went there, and I left the key to the house at my house that I live at. So I couldn't even get in there. So now I was more upset because I'm like, oh, okay, now I have to drive more with these things. And I kept thinking that they were going to break because of how long I had to drive back and forth. And I felt like I was going to hit some weird bump. And I'm pretty sure I heard a snap when when we got back home. We just were going to put them in the garage because I was tired of driving around. I was just going to, they don't have to be in there. It's not like we have any cabinets to put them on. I just wanted them to be there so I didn't have to worry about them anymore. But I'm pretty sure I broke something. Not happy about that. But what can you do? You can be upset. I was upset, but that doesn't do anything. So we're just gonna roll with it. I'm probably gonna wait until next weekend to load them back into the truck, take them over there. Then we'll open it up, see what the actual damage is, and kind of go from there. See if there's some way to glue them back together, or I don't know if I have to order a new piece. I'll order a new piece. It's just cutting more into my profit. But hey, it's my fault. And that's just something to learn from. I actually thought of a better way that I could have loaded them into my truck without having like a bend in them to maybe help mitigate them breaking, but it is what it is. Now, besides all of that, I have also thought about what I'm going to do next after I'm done with this. I really want to try to buy and own like a small apartment complex. Like I'm talking like 8 to 16 units, just a building with all those units on it. I don't know how I'm going to get that. I definitely don't have the money for that. So I need to figure out some fancy way of financing people who will put monies, probably people I have not met yet. But my next goal will be doing research to figure out how to make a big move like that happen. So whenever I figure out how to start that, I will start recording it and we'll start anyway, even though we have no idea how we're going to go about doing it. But a lot of me doing that depends on where my confidence level is after I'm done with this one. Because if it's not high, I probably shouldn't just jump into doing a 16 unit if I didn't do well with the 1 unit. So if I don't do well, then I'll probably try to get another house and redo this a good way, and then use that money, to help me make my down payment on my big unit. But yep, let me know what your thoughts are. If I should just say screw it and jump into the big one, say that, and I probably will do it. I'm very, very easy. All right. Again, my name is Darius Lester. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, share it to somebody. And put anything in the comments that you can maybe help me out with, because as you see, I am far from perfect, but we're trying. This is Darius Lester, your financial philosopher. And again, this is Mammoth Money Mindset. Thanks for watching.